Voices in English grammar. What are they? How do we write them and where do we use them? Let's learn. Voice refers to a form of verb that indicates that a grammatical subject of a sentence is performing an action. She draws landscape is an example of an active voice. It's a voice where you will notice the verb is telling you who has done the action, and the action is done by she. She is a person who is also the grammatical subject of this sentence. She draws, that means she has done the action of drawing, performed the action. And who is the receiver? The landscape. The landscape, you will notice that she will show you the landscape. So the landscape is on the page itself. So it happened. So what exactly happens in a voice? Very simple. When we write a sentence in an active voice, we try to show that the action has been done by the subject. And in passive voice, we try to show that the subject has received the action. You can see the example here. Mr. X is beating Mr. Y. So you can see Mr. X is the one who is doing the action of beating, and Mr. Y is the one who is receiving it. This is active because subject is doing the action. If we write it the other way, means in passive, Mr. Y is being beaten by Mr. X. So we are trying to show you now that the subject, Mr. Y, is not doing the action of beating. He is receiving the beating. He's been beaten by Mr. X. By Mr. X indicates who is doing the action in passive. In academic writing, we generally prefer writing in active voice because we want to emphatically indicate who has done the action. Also, the fact is, it is a stronger statement than a passive voice. So, the award-winning chef prepares each meal with loving care. It's an active voice. So we are trying to show who is doing this preparation. The award-winning chef is doing it. So the emphasis is more on who, and in passive, if we say each meal is prepared with loving care by the award-winning chef, is passive. So here we are emphasizing more on what is being done. Each meal is prepared. So this is where the concentration is, the attention is. So this is what we do in active and passive. To recap, let's understand a little more of what is happening in active voice and passive voice. Active voice states that subject or the grammatical subject of a sentence is doing the action. But in a passive voice, the grammatical subject is receiving the action, not doing it. Now have a look at these examples. It's quite clear here as well. In passive voice, subject receives the action. In active voice, subject is doing the action.